All right. Thank you for staying with us here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. We are at the top of the hour. It is 1 o'clock. Thank you for hanging with us. A lot going on a Friday afternoon, and we don't want to waste any time. Let's go to a story that we are been following since this morning. So there was a protest today on South Tryon Street outside of the Wells Fargo Center. So there was a protest, and I want to read snippet of what we got into our newsroom. So folks, they're standing together to witness and speak truth about what they're calling exploitative practices that Wells Fargo is engaging against people and the planet. Again, this is a release that we got into our newsroom, claiming that the company backtracked on climate commitments, undermined workers' rights, and rolled back DEI initiatives. Let's send it out to WCNC Charlotte's Julie Kay, who was at the protest. Julie, you were there. What are folks saying, and what's the message overall from folks?
Yeah, and kind of what you read is really interesting too, because there were so many pieces to this puzzle that they wanted to address today. DEI initiatives, rolling back climate stuff, union busting was something that they talked about. So I was curious when we walked in what's going to be the main thing, and it ended up being those climate policies that the company did roll back earlier this year, a couple weeks after Trump was inaugurated. So the initial goal was by 2030 they would get rid of some of their emissions, and then by 2050 they would be financing net zero emissions. So the whole goal here, they say, is to get rid of reliance on fossil fuels and get rid of that fossil fuel economy. But with this move from the company, that's why they chose to protest Wells Fargo specifically, not other banks as this group has in the past. They specifically chose Wells Fargo because of that particular climate initiative that was rolled back that other companies have not gotten rid of at this point.
And Julie, before I let you go, were you able to hear anything from Wells Fargo? Have they said anything regarding this protest?
That's a good question. I actually did hear back from them in a pretty timely manner. They said no comment, which I'm not surprised by, but I am curious to hear throughout the rest of the day if we see any more. This is not just a here in Charlotte situation. Of course, Wells Fargo has a big headquarters here, but this protest is happening across the country in some of their other big hubs. I know New York, DC, for example. So it's not a singular protest. I know that Wells Fargo is not commenting as a whole, but I'm curious to see how some of these other protests went. This one was pretty unique because they did a petition style, so they actually read aloud some of the things that they wanted, including reinstating those climate goals, reinstating some of those DEI hiring policies at the senior level, and some other things as well. But they have been delivering those to local branches all morning, and then at this protest that just wrapped about 30 minutes ago, they delivered the last one to the Wells Fargo in the ground floor of the headquarters. So though Wells Fargo as a company is not commenting, I think we're going to see a lot more throughout the day about these other protests, Nick.
All right, Julie Kay live there outside the Wells Fargo Center. Julie, thank you. You can get Julie at 4 and 5:30 this evening for more on this report. Again, Julie, thank you for your time there. All right, so